All right, so you want to get the upper hand on your competition?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you've come to the right place.
Yeah,
Because today we're diving deep into competitive analysis.
that's right.
Now we'll be using a super recent article called Competitive Analysis 101, Staying Ahead of Your Competitors.
Okay.
And it was written by, I tried it,
Uh-huh.
published this month on Medium, so it's got all the latest.
Nice.
Let's jump right in.
All right.
So what I found interesting is that the author actually shared a story about how they initially overlooked competitive analysis when they were focusing on affiliate partnerships.
Interesting.
Yeah, like they were so focused on building those partnerships
Yeah.
that they kind of missed the boat on really understanding their competitors.
Yeah, they actually said later on that, if they had done a proper competitive analysis,
Right.
it could have helped them figure out
Oh,
what made their business unique
yeah.
much earlier.
Yeah.
Like what set them apart from everyone else.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. Like, when you know what your competitors are doing well, you can either step up your game to match them or find a way to do things differently and really stand out.
Yeah, it's like looking at a chessboard.
Okay.
You need to know your opponent's moves to
Right.
plan your own strategy.
Exactly. So, lesson 1, don't underestimate the importance of knowing your rivals. Now, the article dives into identifying your direct and indirect competitors.
Right.
Can you break those down for us?
Okay, so direct competitors,
Mm-hmm.
those are the ones who are like directly going head to head with you,
Okay.
offering pretty much the same products or services to the same customer base.
Okay, I get it.
Like think Coke versus Pepsi or McDonald's and Burger King.
Got it. So in your industry, a direct competitor might be like,
Yeah, that's a good one
right.
because they're offering very similar services
Yeah. They're
to the
gonna...
same target audience.
Now, what about indirect competitors?
Okay, so those are the ones who might not seem like direct competition at first glance,
Okay.
but they're still vying for the same customers' attention and their dollars.
Mm.
So they're not selling the exact same thing, but they're still kind of in the same playing field.
Yeah, I got it.
So for your industry, an example of an indirect competitor could be like,
Oh, yeah, totally.
because even though they're not offering the exact same service,
Right.
they're still targeting a similar customer base.
And they're offering something that could potentially fulfill a similar need.
Exactly.
Okay, so we know who we're up against now. How do we actually find these competitors?
Right. The article talks about a few methods.
Okay.
One of the simplest is just using search engines.
Okay.
So, type in some keywords related to your industry
Mm-hmm.
and see who pops up at the top of the search results.
Makes sense.
That'll give you a good idea of who's winning the online visibility game.
Like, who's got the best SEO?
Exactly.
So it's like spying on the digital landscape a little bit?
Kind of.
Okay, what else?
Social media and niche forums.
Right.
Those can be super helpful.
Yeah.
Because they can reveal competitors who are really active and engaging with your target audience.
Uh-huh.
You can see what kind of content they're sharing,
Okay.
what kind of promotions they're running, and how people are responding.
Yeah. So it's like getting a sneak peek into their social media strategy
Right.
and seeing what's resonating with their audience.
Exactly. And for a more data-driven approach, you've got industry reports
Okay.
and tools like Statista or SEMrush.
Mm-hmm.
These give you like in-depth information
Yeah.
on your competitor's website, traffic,
Okay.
keywords they're targeting, and their overall market position.
Oh, okay. That's a lot of information to keep track of.
Yeah, it can be overwhelming.
Any tips for staying organized?
The author recommends creating a simple list or spreadsheet.
Okay.
That way you can categorize your competitors,
Uh-huh.
jot down their key offerings,
Right.
and keep track of their strengths and weaknesses.
Okay. Strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, that's actually a good segue into our next point.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
The article really emphasizes the importance of learning from your competitors, both their wins and their losses.
Makes sense.
Can you elaborate on that a little?
Well, I think it's about understanding what they're doing well so you can either match their game or find ways to differentiate yourself.
Right.
But it's also about seeing where they're vulnerable.
Yeah.
Are there gaps in their offerings? Are they missing the mark on certain customer needs?
Exactly. It's not about copying them.
Right.
It's about learning from their experiences,
Yeah.
both the good and the bad.
So it's strategic learning.
Precisely. And a
Okay.
really handy tool for this is the SWOT analysis.
SWOT.
Yeah. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
Okay, I've heard of that.
By doing a SWOT analysis for each competitor, you get this comprehensive view of their position in the market.
Okay, that makes sense. But how do we go beyond the surface level?
That's where customer feedback comes in.
Ah.
The author highlights the importance of digging into reviews and testimonials.
Okay.
What are people saying about your competitors? What are they praising them for?
Right.
What are their pain points?
So we're basically trying to see the competitor through the eyes of their customers.
Exactly. And the author actually shares an example where they discovered through market research
Oh, wow.
that one of their main competitors had amazing customer support, but they were lagging behind in tech updates.
Interesting. So they use this insight to highlight their own company's rapid innovation in their marketing campaigns,
Smart move.
turning a competitor's weakness into your strength.
Exactly. Classic competitive strategy.
All right, so we've talked about identifying competitors and analyzing their strengths and weaknesses. Now let's move on to how they're playing the marketing and sales game.
Okay.
This can be a goldmine of information.
For sure.
So where do we start?
Well, first, let's look at content marketing.
Okay.
What kind of content are they putting out there?
Okay.
Blog posts, videos, podcasts. What seems to be getting the most engagement? This gives you clues about what resonates with your shared target audience.
Okay, so it's about seeing what's working for them content-wise.
Yeah, basically cracking their content code.
Got it. What about SEO?
SEO is huge.
Yeah.
What keywords are they ranking for?
Okay.
Where are their backlinks coming from? Tools like Ahrefs or Moz can be really helpful here.
Right.
They let you analyze their backlink profile.
So it's like a digital detective toolkit.
Kinda.
We're getting all the intel.
Exactly.
Okay, what about social media?
Social media is another big one.
Right.
How often are they posting? What types of content are they sharing? Are they actively engaging with their followers?
Okay, so it's about understanding how they're building relationships and community online.
Precisely.
Now, the author had an interesting point about email campaigns.
Oh, yeah.
They actually recommend subscribing to your competitors' newsletters.
Yeah. I know it sounds crazy.
Why would we do that?
But think about it. You get a behind-the-scenes look at their email marketing. You can see their messaging, their frequency, their calls to action. You can even get a sense of their product launches and promotional strategies.
It's like receiving their marketing playbook straight to your inbox.
Exactly. And the author said they've actually found valuable information in competitors' newsletters
Wow.
that they wouldn't have discovered otherwise.
So we've covered content marketing, SEO, social media, and even email. What's next on our list?
Well, next up, we're going to dissect something that's becoming increasingly crucial in today's business world: customer experience.
Customer experience, that's a hot topic these days.
Yeah, it is.
Everyone's talking about it. But why is it so important for competitive analysis?
Well, you know, customers have so many choices these days.
Yeah, that's true.
A positive customer experience.
Right.
It's not just a bonus anymore.
It's essential.
Yeah, it's a must-have.
Absolutely.
Because when customers have a good experience, they're more likely to come back for more.
Makes sense.
And they'll tell their friends about it too.
Word of mouth is powerful.
It really is.
So yeah, a good customer experience can be a big advantage over your competitors.
For sure.
But how do we actually analyze a competitor's approach to customer experience?
Okay, so the article outlines a few key steps.
Right.
First, website usability.
Okay.
Put yourself in the customer's shoes and check out their website. Is it easy to navigate?
Yeah. Does it load quickly? Are there any features that make the experience, really smooth?
Exactly. It's like being a detective. But instead of looking for clues about a crime,
All right.
you're looking for clues about a great customer experience.
I like that.
What else? Okay, next, customer service.
Okay.
Actually interact with them, maybe through their online chat or send an email inquiry.
Got it.
See how quickly they respond, how helpful they are, and how well they communicate.
This is like a little customer service audit.
Exactly. And then finally try to map out the entire customer journey.
The whole thing.
From the moment a potential customer discovers the company to the point where they buy something, and even beyond.
Right.
What's that experience like?
Are there any bumps in the road?
Exactly. Are there any points where the customer might get frustrated or give up?
So we're looking for those stumbling blocks.
Yeah, and by identifying those pain points, you can figure out how to offer a better, more enjoyable experience.
Right.
The author actually told a story about this. They went undercover as a mystery shopper to check out a competitor's customer service.
Wow, sneaky.
Right.
What did they find?
They found that the competitor's post-sale support was terrible.
Oh, no.
So they used that insight to make amazing support a core part of their own business.
Wow. Turning a weakness into a strength.
Exactly.
Talk about a competitive advantage.
For sure.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit and talk about something that's always on everyone's mind, pricing.
Ah, pricing, yes.
Yeah.
It's such a key part of competitive analysis
Definitely.
because it tells you a lot about a business's strategy.
Right. Are they going for the high-end premium approach, or are they all about affordability?
Exactly. So what should we be looking at when we're evaluating a competitor's pricing?
Well, the article suggests comparing price points.
Okay,
See if they're using tiered pricing, offering bundles running seasonal discounts.
got it. So we're trying to understand their overall pricing philosophy.
Exactly.
And then we need to look at the extras they're throwing in.
Like what?
Things like free trials, money-back guarantees, loyalty programs.
Right. Those perks can really sway a customer's decision.
Totally. It's like they're adding bonuses to make their offer more tempting.
Okay, and we can't forget about those hidden costs.
Oh yeah, those sneaky
Yeah,
fees.
the ones that catch you off guard.
Right, being aware of those can help you make sure your own pricing is transparent and competitive.
Transparency is key.
Absolutely. Customers appreciate knowing exactly what they're paying for.
For sure. Now, the article mentions an interesting situation where the author realized that a competitor's higher tier packages were full of features that customers didn't really need.
Oh yeah, sometimes companies get carried away with adding all the bells and whistles.
Right, they forget what really matters to their customers.
So what did the author do?
Well, they streamline their own offerings,
Mar.
focusing on the features that customers truly valued.
Makes sense.
And that made their pricing more appealing to those who felt the competitors' packages were just too much.
They found a gap in the market and filled it.
Exactly. And speaking of market gaps, the last part of the article talks about staying ahead of industry shifts and keeping an eye on those up-and-coming competitors.
Right, because the business world is constantly changing.
It is. If you're not paying attention, you can get left behind.
For sure. So, how do we stay on top of things?
Well, one strategy is staying informed about industry news and reports.
Oh, okay.
Subscribing to newsletters, attending conferences, following influencers.
Right. It's like having a network of spies keeping you in the loop.
Exactly. What else can we do?
Keep an eye on the startup scene.
Okay.
Platforms like Crunchbase or AngelList can be really helpful for that.
Yeah.
They let you track new companies in your industry.
So we can see who's getting funding and gaining traction.
Exactly. It's like having a crystal ball that shows you the future of your industry.
I like that. And remember, even big established companies can change their game plan
Oh, yeah.
and launch new products that shake things up.
That's why regular competitor audits are so important.
So we need to revisit our analysis periodically.
Yeah, make sure our information is up to date.
That the business world is dynamic and we need to be adaptable.
The author actually shared a story about this. They were totally caught off guard when a new tech company came out of nowhere
Wow.
and started disrupting their industry.
That's a close call.
Yeah, they had to scramble to catch up.
It shows how important it is to stay informed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, all this talk about competition and staying ahead of the game,
Yeah.
it's got me thinking about the bigger picture.
What do you mean? I think sometimes we get so caught up in trying to beat the competition
Yeah,
that we lose sight of the bigger goal.
that's a really good point.
Like competitive analysis isn't just about, crushing the other guy.
Right.
It's about understanding the whole landscape,
Exactly.
learning from everyone's successes and failures, and using that knowledge to make smarter decisions for our own business.
It's like that saying, a rising tide lifts all boats.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Healthy competition can actually make the whole industry better.
I think so, too. It pushes everyone to innovate and improve.
Exactly.
So what's the big takeaway for our listener?
The most important thing to remember is that competitive analysis is not a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process.
Right.
The business world is always changing, so we have to stay curious, stay informed, and be ready to adapt.
It's like a never-ending quest for knowledge.
It really is.
And this article, Competitive Analysis 101, it really highlights how important that ongoing analysis is.
Absolutely. It's the key to sustainable growth.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I want to challenge our listeners to think of one specific action they can take. Based on what we've discussed today, what's one small step they can take right now to put these insights into action?
Well, they could choose one competitor and do a SWOT analysis this week.
Okay.
Or sign up for an industry newsletter that's known for having, cutting-edge information.
Yeah.
Or even just write down one trend that they think is worth watching.
Those are great ideas. Even small actions can make a big difference over time.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of competitive analysis.
It was great exploring this with you.
And to our listener, remember, knowledge is power. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep pushing yourself to stay ahead of the game. We'll see you on our next deep dive.